Okay, boys and girls, in this video series, I'm going to be designing a bot with Browser Automation Studio from absolute scratch. I mean everything from looking at the site that I'm going to be working with, taking notes, everything that goes into making a bot for a client. So I hope that you're able to take something away from it to use in your own bots and software design. This is going to be totally unedited. All the problems that I faced, you're going to see. There's going to be no wizardry of kind of cutting it and cutting out the problems. I do that so you can see what it's really like to make software, and that every coder, every time that you're making a bot, you will come across problems, and that's a key skill in using Browser Automation Studio and coding is that problem solving. It doesn't run smoothly. You do have to work things out, and it does take time. So I want to show you warts and all how this is done, and I'm going to be showing you the whole process, as I said, from start to finish. Okay, I'm just getting over quite a bad dose of food poisoning over the weekend, so I'm going to try my best to be coherent while we do this. Okay, and just the usual plugs as well. If you haven't already done so, check out the botempire.com. The link is in the description. Check out the course. If you need help or custom help and support, then check out the links in the description. It's all there anyway. Okay, with that being said, let's get on with it. This first video is going to be more about the thinking process, the taking of notes, looking at the site that we're going to be working with. Okay, and then the next video will be more about the coding and putting the bot together. Okay, so the site that I'm going to be working with is for a client, but they've given me permission to video this, so all is good. The site that we're going to be working with is bookoutlet.com, and basically building a scraper. What they want is basically every book that's on here to be put into a database, and then it's going to be put onto their own site, but with their own prices. So with that being said, what I've so far done is I've made a new project called Book Outlet Scraper. Okay, I have Word open so I can take some notes, and I have opened bookoutlet.com. That is all that I've done. Okay, yeah, so let's take a look at how we're going to do this. So as I said, the process is to scrape the key points of data. So we're going to need a database. No crap. Database. So what I like to do, if it's a small project, then my note taking, to be honest, is about 5 minutes long, but this is going to be a bit more in depth. So let's have a look through the site. Books, is there categories? That's what I want. View all categories. Nice. Wow, there is a lot of categories, and I think okay, so they're all split up as well. Wow. Okay. Young adult. Okay, so if we go back, all categories. So this is the all categories page. Get that down. As I said, guys, this video is going to be about note taking and the process that I use, how I'd tackle a site like this. And in the future videos, we're going to be actually putting the bot together. So let's have a look. All these. Okay. So alphabetical. Wow. Okay. So here we have the main category, and then underneath subjects, which are subcategories. Wow, so many. Okay, so let's just look at the source code and see how that's done. If I could just, if it would be quicker to copy and paste into a notepad to get all that data, or if it would be viable just to build a quick quick part of the bot that actually scrapes all this. Oh. Okay, so categories. I think it's so the promos, health and fitness. So this is okay. Look at this. Okay, let's find that. Right. Ah, here we go. Browse. Might be quicker just to actually just come in here and just go take that, copy paste, and just copy and paste all the subjects. Wow, which is quite a lot of work. Boring work, but needs to be done, I think. Okay, so let me get that down. I'm going to say for now, copy and paste list of cats and subjects. Right, okay. Good stuff. Let me just look at that source one more time. So I could build a regex. If you don't know what that is, check out the course. Shameless plug there. Okay, so could build a regex and do it. I think in this case, it's, although they do have the same. Interesting. I think in this case, I'm just going to copy and paste, go through them and copy and paste instead of building a separate category scraper. How many is there? Yeah, it shouldn't take that long actually. Just being lazy. Right, okay, so then that's all good. Now let's look at, let's just say, I don't know, young adult. Okay, wow. Fantasy, I just want to look at one of the books now and see the data that we are going to scrape. Okay, so obviously we're going to need the title. The other thing is that the bot's going to have to, yeah, so the bot's going to have to be able to find this page again and again, because as you can see, this has a sale price, how many is available. Okay, so this obviously is going to be changed from time to time. So we need a way to be able to keep coming back to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put data to collect, and then I'm going to put I'm going to call it current URL of the book. I am recording, aren't I? Yep, good. Current URL of the book. Okay, so we're going to need title of the book. I don't know why I just copied and pasted that. Of book, image for book. Okay, so let me just look at the image. All nice. That's going to be easy to grab. Nice. I can just grab this image source. I could do a regex here and just so it grabs the image. That's simple enough. So we can grab that out the source code. What I'm going to try and do is build this bot via requests and not via browser, so it's quick. It'll be harder work to build it, but then once it's built, it's going to be super quick. Instead of loading the browser every time, we'll just make a request to each page just to get the raw source code, and we should be able to work with that by the looks of things. I'll have to test that, but I think that's going to be a-okay. So then image for book. Okay, so then let's have a look. Author. Let's look at these and see how it's laid out. Okay, brilliant. It's even got the item prop and then author, so that'll be the same on every page. Could just do a regex to get this data. I mean, that's really good. Hopefully when you there's nothing to stop us doing it with just requesting the page instead of loading the browser every time. So that would be awesome. If so, we'll check that soon. So basically I want to grab all this. So I could, again, let's just be a bit lazy here. Well, is it lazy or just being clever? But okay, so yeah, get rid of this. Is it all needed? And then boom. Okay, let's go down here. So we definitely need the description of, we need all this. Now, is this going to be a pain in the butt? Let's have a look. Let's inspect. Nice. No, this is good. This was built for me to scrape. Since the whole thing is in its own div. Nice, and it's called description. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's not going to be difficult at all. Great. Making it easy for us. Okay, so we'll call it, separate that. So book description. It's on like Donkey Kong. That's awesome. Okay, so let's go back. And then more info. Yep, I'll take whatever you're going to provide. Let's have a look. Publisher. Might have a problem with this symbol. Okay, anyway, let's have a look. Inspect. Size. Ah, okay, it's on separate lines. Oh, it's in a table though. Right. More info, and then all these stuff is here. Let's look at how that tallies out. Let's just inspect that. Ah, okay, so it's all within the table. So we could just scrape the whole table content, I think, as one. So look, okay. I mean, we have a span text here with just publisher, so we could do that for each one inside, actually. This one's going to be a pain, for sure. But we'll get to that. So anyway, we definitely want to collect this dollar. So let's take that. Let's get it on. Okay, book description, lovely, lovely jubbly. Oops. Let's just start again. Paste as text. Great. Oh. Whatever word, whatever. Okay, so let's size. Okay, we don't need the actual one for this. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. Okay. Anything else we need? Of course, we need the category. Oh, it's got it 3 times in here. That's nice. Category, and then all the subjects. Are they? Let's have a look at these quickly. Okay, so they're called genre on the actual page. That's no problem. There's going to be more than one though, because there's more than one on the page. Let's just check how that's going to work out. Okay, inspect. So yeah, so they're on here somewhere, just all the same. Right. Okay, that's cool. So first we want the category. Keep that separate so I know it's in a different column, and then subjects again, we'll just scrape all 3, and then we'll have something in place if they're the same, then just to keep one. So as you can see, young adult fiction 3 times, so we want it to only scrape that once, so it will check if it's already scraped that exact wording. If so, then the bot will just bypass these. So let's put that in. Okay. Let's have a looky. I think that's it. Yes. Okay, awesome. I want to check to see how things, if we can just do a get request and everything that we need is there and there's no issues, so to speak. So let's try that out now. So let's just hit record. Wow, it's taken a while. Okay, let's go. I said, let's go. Come on. Right. So let's make a get request to the page and see what we get back. So let's get the page that we're actually on, which is this page. And then let's press content and just call it book page content. So I'm just putting everything so it's making a request to the server to pull back that page, all this data. So we're doing this without using the browser. So it's just going to bring back the raw content of that page, and then it's going to save it into a variable called book page content. Okay, like so. Then we could have a look at all that content, that beautiful content. What I'm going to do though is I'm just going to grab all that like so, copy, and then put it on there so we can have a look through. Ah, here we go, our first problema. It's not gonna let us. Damn you, book outlet, damn you. There you go, I can see, where did I see it? It's checking our browser to make sure we're basically using a browser so that, okay. Please complete security check to access. So it's showing the captcha. Please enable cookies. Okay. Fine. We're going to have to use a browser to do this. But what we'll do, we'll use a cut down version of the browser. So we'll eliminate anything that we don't need so that we can run lots of threads at the same time to get the job done quick. Yeah, that's not a problem. I'm going to put this onto a server anyway, so we can still run lots of threads. It would have been very nice if we could have just not used the server, and Book Outlet, as far as I'm aware, doesn't have an API that we can connect to, so just check that. I'm sure they don't. Oops, what the hell happened there? Yes, I did mean that. Yeah, I was quite sure they didn't anyway. Okay, no problema. So we are going to have to use the browser. So what's happening there, guys, is basically I tried to do a get request, so not use a browser, just do a raw request to the server to get that page data and put the content into a variable. It doesn't like that, but as you're about to see, if I go and just load the page, let's grab the page like so. Ah, why don't you want me to delete that? There you go. Right. There we go. No problem, just to load the page like that. So what we'll do is we will have to use a browser, but anything that we don't need on the page we'll get rid of so that the pages load quicker and take up less server load. CPU and RAM when we're doing it. But for now, that's all good. So let's see what we've got. We've got a nice list of what we want to scrape. Let's just stop that for now. Okay. Save that to okay. So we've got everything here that we want to scrape. That's the list of carrot. We're going to copy and paste the data, and these are all the different sections that I'd need to save on the page. So that's all good. The next thing that I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do this inside the video. I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do, because it's going to be boring for you to watch. But what I'm going to do is I am going to go to the category section, all categories. And what I'm going to do is get a, so for instance, antiques and collectibles. I'm going to grab that, put it onto a notepad, and then underneath I'm just going to grab all these like that. Okay, and then put them underneath like so, so that what will happen is the bot will go to each one of these, okay, and start scraping the data. Or even better, obviously, I could just why do I need to copy and paste it like that? I could just grab the actual links, couldn't I? I think I'm going to change the plan totally right live while we're doing this video. I think why do I need to scrape the actual wording? I could just scrape the actual links and then go to each link. Oh, there's only one of them. That wasn't a very good example. Let's go to like young adult, I guess. If I click on that, right, okay, that's the way to do it. And then I guess I could speed things up, like 6 books. Right, okay, that's the way to do it. Okay. So let's have a look. I'm going to include that in this video. Okay. So I am processing. Let's go. So let's go to all categories. So let's look at the source code. Awesome. I know what to do. Eureka. So basically, I want to grab all these links. So what I was going to do, for some strange reason, one, because I'm sick. That's my reason. What I was going to do is grab all these basically the subjects, the category, and then the subjects underneath, then go to each one by typing it in. That was a ridiculous thing to do, when I can just build a regex and grab all these links, okay, and then for each link go to that and then do the scraping, so I'm sure to get everything. Then that's the way to do things. Okay, so I'm going to do that now, and then that'll be the end of this video, and then I'm going to move on to building the database and all that good stuff. So let's grab one of these links. Now these all, let's see what they start with. They all have store, browse, and some. So yeah, so we could build the regex from there. Righty ho. So let's grab one of these links. They're all the same. I'm just checking. Yeah. Okay. So luckily for us, Browser Automation Studio has a regex builder, which I use all the time, which saves so much work. So all of the links have this in. So I don't need any of this whatsoever. Let's So it will be up to there. So I think that's all we need, because all of the links include this section here. So that would be the regex before, the stuff that we need before, and then anything after up to these. Right, let's test it out and see how we get on. So our result would be this, and then the before what we need would be this. Yep, it would always be the same. It would be one time, so hit accept. And then the after is this. And then accept. Again, select what we need. And it could be any symbol, because I don't know, it could change, the amount of symbols could change every time. So it could be a digit or a number. And then how many times? One or more. As few as possible. Looks good to me. Accept. Next. Let's put in a test. Lovely. Because we can hard code it always to be that. This is the only part that changes in the thingy. And then obviously change this to the actual link. Yep. So it's just this that we need to grab, because this is always the same. And we don't need any of this to get to the link. I think that's the best way to do it. Yeah. That's good enough for me. Right. Yep. So then if we just go here, copy, let's just quickly get all these. So record. So don't need you guys now. Put that in just in case we lose it. And then we want to come to this page. Delete this lower. So let's browse. Let's go to the categories page like so. Let's run our regex and see if it works, hopefully. So, first we want to grab the source code. So browser, page HTML to grab the source code of the page that we're on. And it's going to save it into a variable called save page HTML, which is good enough for me. And then on that HTML, we want to run our regex. Extract all in this case, because we don't want just the first one. String to apply the regex to is the only variable that we have right now. Saved page HTML. The regular expression that we want to run is here. We can just copy it. And then it's going to run that regex on the whole source code page, and any that it finds, it's going to put into a list called scan result list. I'm going to call it, I'll leave it as that now. I can always change it afterwards. I just want to make sure it works. Let's see what we've got. And that has not worked at all. That is no good. Hey, let's see what it is grabbing. Okay, gonna have to rebuild that. Right, so there's quite a lot with that. So it's what happens when you build a regex is that it scans the whole page for that regex, and it will grab whatever it's found. So there must be something that matches the same criteria as what we gave the book. I thought that was going to be quite straightforward, to be honest. Wow, there's so many of them that it's frozen the page as well. Okay, we have our first problem. Time to try and solve that problem. So let's stop. Let's view the source. Yeah, so we did go all the way to there, didn't we? Okay, let's have a look again at what we did. Let's look at the source code. Start. Did I? Oh no, did I just? Oh no, included that. So let me just build that again. I'll check where I might have gone wrong. So next, mark the parts before. Oh, oops, no. Before what I want to grab, be exactly that. Okay. Okay. Any symbol, one or more times. Oops. Okay, let's grab some of this. So let's just grab one to start with and check it against that. Okay, it gets exactly what I need. What's your problem, man? Okay, so let's look over a bigger range. Yeah, it should be fine. Should be, but not the case. Just try and see if there's anything offhand that I can see that would be doing that. Okay, so I wonder if I can get away with putting the whole source code in the box. Sometimes it doesn't like putting that much data in. Like, here we go. Now we can see what's going on. So these are what we want, and then we're getting. Yep, these are all good. How many ones are we getting that we don't want? Is it just a case of one or two? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's only, I think, yeah. It's only a couple that are not matching the requirements, so I can get rid of them by using a pass option, which we'll do later. See, so what's happening, guys? I know I'm talking to myself a lot. Is that I'm using a regex to make sure that we only get this data, which is essentially the main part we need for the URL for each category section. With that regex that I built, a couple that come back are not what we want, but that's not a problem because what I can do is grab grab the list, and then because it's only once that we need to grab it, is just get rid of these by hand. It's no problem because we're just using it, so we've got the list. So that's okay. Let me show you what I mean by that. Okay. So that is actually okay. So let's just prove that point, hopefully. Let's just whack it in here. So grab them and then let's do file. Let's go, bush. So I'm going to get that data. No, I don't want to put it there. What am I doing? Somebody stop me. Okay, so let's go here. Let's just do this, copy there. So what I'm doing is that list that it pulls back, so it's getting the regex. It's going to the page, the category page. It's taking the page HTML, and then it's running that regex to scrape the data that we want. And then that data that it scrapes, I'm going to put into a list and see how that works out, which will be our categories. Yeah, so I'm going to just call it that text. And the data that we want to put in, that we want to save, is the scan result list, and then append at the end. Righty ho. So let's go from the start. See how we get on. See how well this cake is baking. Okay, so go to the categories page. Nice. Grab the page HTML, extract the data via the regex, and write that data. And what do we get? There we go. It's made the file. Let's have a look how that looks. Wow. Okay. So it's comma separated. That's good. It's just the first ones that are right. That's a pain in the ass. Each one does have they're comma separated, so I could work with it like that. But what I like to do, I forgot it does that. Okay, so I could teach you this as well to help. So if I just delete this, so I want one on each line basically. I could have worked with this how it was comma separated, but it just causes a few issues later on, I find. So what I would like to do is, so we have a list of all the results in a list called scan result list. So I can go script logic, and now I can say for each scan result list. So for every item in that list, okay, this is what I want to do. Basically what I'm saying here is for take one item off the list and then do this with it. So I'm going to make it log out so we can see what one it's working with. And then I'm going to then save it. Right to file. The path, same as what we were going to do before, and then call it cat.text. And the data is now the for each data, and then we want to append it to the end. So let me just make sure, right. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to the categories page. We're going to save all the data into a page HTML. Sorry, we're going to save the HTML, okay? And then we're going to go to that HTML and go through the whole HTML and then look for the regex that we made and scrape any data that matches it. In this case, the categories we're looking for. And then once we've got that, for each one that it finds, it's going to put it into a list called scan result list. So we've got this nice list of the categories. Okay, it's the URLs for the categories. And then for each one of them on the list, it's going to log out to here what that data is that it's found, and then it's going to write the data to the file that I just in this location, and then it's going to appending it to the end, so that there should be one on each line. Should be. So let's roll this out. Let's just save it, run. Oh, it doesn't like that. Let's have a look. I was getting this error before when I was doing scraping really fast. Might have to put a really small pause in between each one. I think it would have been easier just to gone to the page source code and grab these by hand by the time I've done this. But oh well, at least hopefully you're learning something on the way. Oh great, it's going to crash. Nice. I had this issue before. It's a good thing that I saved. Okay. That's fun. Okay, let's restart the bot. There's a little bug when you scrape a lot of data fast, like that, and you're only using a single thread, like you have to a list, then sometimes it doesn't like it. But the workaround that I've found is just to have a pause in between each one. So, and also because it's opening and closing the file really quickly, that's the other reason. Yeah. Do you know, guys, I'm just showing you this because so you learn something with the for each data and write into file, etc. But looking at things, it would have been easier just to go onto the source code and just like copy and pasted this maybe. Or we would have been stuck with all this at the end though, so maybe not. Anyway, let's just go with the flow. So here, let's do a quick pause, a really small pause. Half a second. Okay, let's try again. Right, run. There we go. See, these ones at the top we don't need. There we go, and that's all the good stuff. There you go, guys. So that's everything that is scraping. So what we'll do, we'll hard code it so it adds the front bit of the URL here, which is HTTPS book outlet / browse, you know, that bit. And then we'll be all good to go. So it's going to scrape these now. So what we're going to do next is build the database. And then in the database, we are going to put the different fields in for all these sections. And then we can get on and build the scraper. But I'm going to leave the video here. So I want it in nice digestible sections because I'm aware that, you know, not everyone has the time to watch 2-3 hours of video all in one go. So I'm going to separate these videos up. There'll be another one to follow. So I hope you've learned something. This isn't really for total beginners. It's good if you've done the course or at least watch the other videos in this series. But we've already done use script logic, save into file, and a bit of scraping, regexes, etc. And as I say, in the next video, we're going to build out the database and we're going to start scraping the data into it. In this video series, I'm going to do everything from the scraping of the data, putting it into a database, and then using that data and putting it onto wherever it needs to go. So there's going to be a lot that you're going to learn throughout this series. I hope like I say, I hope you've learned something. Don't forget to check out the botempire.com, look at the pre-made bots, the course, and if you need some custom help, then let me know. And also join us on Discord so that we can get to know each other and I can answer any of your BAS related questions. Okay guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.